Welcome to this week's edition of the Ironhorse Report. I'm Army Sergeant Kyle Flieger. We introduce you to a father and son serving together in the 4th Infantry Division in this week's Ironhorse Family Album. Then, I'll show you the newest batch of former Sons of Iraq as they become Iraqi policemen. And we bring you a moment of valor. But first, Sergeant First Class Jeffrey Hilton brings you a story about a special visit by the Commander-in-Chief.
Okay, we got a special visitor who came in today. And he wanted to make sure he had a chance to visit with all the warriors that have done all the great work here in Iraq. And he wanted to make sure he had his personal opportunity to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and Happy Holidays. And that individual happens to be the 43rd President of the United States, the Honorable George W. Bush.
4th Infantry Division soldiers, along with other members of the Multinational Division Baghdad, had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to attend a speech given by President George W. Bush.
Thank you for coming out to say hello. General, thank you for the introduction. I am honored to be at Camp Victory.
With little more than a month left in office, the President took time to visit the Al-Fa Palace in Baghdad, Iraq, to say goodbye to the troops who have served their country during his presidency.
I would rather be with the men and women of the United States military than with anybody else.
The palace on Victory Base Complex was packed with service members as they crowded around to get as close to the President as they could. President Bush acknowledged their sacrifices and told them to thank those he couldn't.
When you get out of here, call home or email home. You tell your families you love them, and you tell them the Commander-in-Chief came by to thank them for their sacrifice along with yours.
The First Sergeant of the 4th ID Band explains how it felt to be visited by the Commander-in-Chief.
Pretty awesome experience. It's with 30 days left in deployment roughly for the band. It's pretty incredible that knowing what's gone on during the last 7 years and with all the agreements and what's gone on with the security agreement and the SOFA, with the President coming and being able to be a part of it, it's pretty awesome because this may be the last time he comes through here.
At the end of his speech, the President confided in the troops just how proud of them he is.
They asked me what I'm going to miss as the President. I'll tell you what I'm going to miss, being the Commander-in-Chief of such a fabulous group of folks. May God bless you, and God bless America.
Reporting for Multinational Division Baghdad Public Affairs, I'm Sergeant First Class Jeffrey Hilton, Camp Victory, Iraq.
What's up from Detroit Rock City? This is the Devil Without a Cause, Kid Rock, and you're watching the Ironhorse Report.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Young from Bravo Company 4SB, 4ID. This is my son.
Corporal Jason Young from Bravo Company 14 ARB, 4th Cab, 4th ID.
I can sit there and mentor him as a son, and also as a soldier. He's came great ways in 4 years becoming a non-commissioned officer.
It's pretty amazing to do what I do and then know that I'm going to be following him and I've been trying to catch him on the rank scale, and hasn't been working out for me too much so far, but it's going.
It's a challenge of seeing each other, but usually once we get flights in line, and we usually able to get to see once or twice each deployment.
I just look forward to getting to spend time with them and getting to bounce off stories from home and talk about, how work's been and how each other's doing, and, get to spend some time together.
Multinational Division Baghdad leaders and Iraqis gathered to celebrate the graduation of over 1,000 new Iraqi police at the Farhat IP Training Center. This particular class is special because it's the first to count former Sons of Iraq who now fall under the government of Iraq among its graduates. Colonel Byron Freeman, the 8th Military Police Brigade commander, says it's important that the Iraqis are taking possession of their security forces.
If you think about 4 years ago or so, the Iraqis we were training them. Today we have the Iraqis training Iraqis, and we're just providing the oversight. So a great day, a great relationship between the coalition forces and the Iraqis. The more we put out in the street, the safer we can move towards the legitimacy of the Iraqi police and the security of this country.
Major Mark Cheadle, the 4th Infantry Division and MNDB Deputy Public Affairs Officer, says the new setup allows for even greater teamwork between the Iraqi and coalition forces.
Well, I think what it does is it increases our capacity to work as partners on a known basis, whereas before we had local Sons of Iraq with each of the battalion and troop and squadron level. Now we have it where they fall under the ISF and they're going to work with higher levels of command. You see, they're pretty happy about it.
The next IP class is expected to start about 1 week after the graduation. Reporting from Multinational Division Baghdad Public Affairs, I'm Army Sergeant Kyle Flieger, Farhat Training Center, Iraq.
On January 18, 2008, Staff Sergeant Adam Lane was serving as a squad leader when his reconnaissance patrol was attacked by terrorists. The ambush instantly killed 1 soldier and wounded 9 others, including Sergeant Lane. Ignoring his injuries, Sergeant Lane began to triage the other casualties in his vehicle and lifted 2 of the most seriously injured soldiers out of the striker and hoisted them onto the roof. He and his comrades then pulled the damaged rear door off its hinges and evacuated the remaining casualties. While struggling to walk, Sergeant Lane led the casualties from the kill zone to the collection point. Once there, he took charge of rear security and helped calm his injured soldiers. The convoy then came under direct enemy fire, but Sergeant Lane's control of security kept them from flanking the platoon. For his actions that day, Staff Sergeant Adam Lane was awarded the Army Commendation Medal with V Device for valor.
Thank you for watching this week's Ironhorse Report. You can find this edition or previous episodes at www.hood.army.mil/4ID. Reporting from Multinational Division Baghdad, I'm Army Sergeant Kyle Flieger.